so here's our turnoff. This road looks like it's pretty dry. That's good, because when it's muddy, man, this stuff is treacherous. People don't seem to realize until you're on it yourself how slick this glacial mud is. All this has like glacial silt in it, and man, when this mud gets muddy, it is like almost like ice. This is all a little downhill slope here. The last leg of the journey, going through the woods. So like I said, I think they bulldozed this cabin. I think it was falling over, and everybody that came out here was looking in it and going in it. So they just went ahead and knocked it over, I think, before anybody actually got hurt. Keeping my eyes open for bears. Bears and the occasional Bigfoot. Probably the biggest thing you got to worry about is a moose and her mama moose and her baby. Well, that's nice and open right there. It's like something used to be there. You know, when people first came to Alaska, all these hillsides were just covered with big lush forests. And of course, what did they build with? Wood. So they literally cut every hill around Fairbanks almost totally clear of wood. And what you see now is what's grown back. Well, there's some that might be old, but the majority of them have grown since then. Because of course, you know, back in the pioneer days, man, everything was wood. Especially when they started doing these big mining construction projects. Yeah, how much wood that took. Just kind of taking my time and sightseeing. Maybe we'll wander onto look onto a new spot. That would be sweet. Some nice pines right there. A lot of people ride four-wheelers out here and motorcycles and side-by-sides. It's actually part of a route to a race, an enduro race that they have. You come out this way and then you cut off to the right and go up the woods on a little single-track trail. Well, I'd love to see an old cabin down in there that nobody's seen before. I thought I'd turn on that external mic so you could hear the motor. Listen to me breathe. You ever see those videos where the guys are riding bikes and then the guy turns around, oh shit, there's a grizzly behind me. I'd be like, you wouldn't catch me unless I wrecked. That'd be pretty freaky though, wouldn't it? So when I was out here the last time, 2 years ago, I wasn't into bottle hunting back then. I was just into metal detecting. So I never really looked for old cans, like a can dump or a bottle dump. I just looked around the cabin to see if they dropped anything out of their pockets, you know. Even though I did find a bunch of old cans. But, so today I brought my metal detector, and I also brought my bottle probe, so I can probe around. Now, there was an old outhouse out here, too, so I don't know if they bulldozed the outhouse also, or whether it was just the cabin. Well, we should be coming up on it here pretty soon. Oh, there's something about being way out in the Alaskan wilderness like this all by yourself. It's kind of really cool and relaxing, you know, but if you get paranoid, then it can be pretty freaky because every little noise, you're like, what's that? There's just so many predators that can eat you. But I just make noise. I never see them. They hear me and they're like, oh my God, get away from that. Alright, should be coming up on it here. And I'm used to seeing the cabin, but if it's fell over or whatever, then I won't see it. Ooh, look at that. I think that's just a cut. Alright, should be right up here. Nice out there. I wish I could just see a picture of this whole area from, like, you know, 80 to 100 years ago, because then I'd know where, oh, there used to be a cabin there. But the woods have just swallowed up everything. It's kind of like the Mayan pyramids down in South America, you know. You know how the jungles have just swallowed up all the pyramids in the cities? Well, that's kind of how these woods have done all these old gold rush cabins. Well, that's a big trench. Whoop. Downshift. I mean, I could be driving right by the remnants of a cabin and not even see it because it's covered up with so much. So every now and then I think I see something. Whoa, this is ruddy. Alright, so here's the one muddy section. That's some nasty looking water. Trees down. I don't know if you saw all that white stuff on the trail back there. I think that's cottonwood, something like that. Whenever you see that, it flies through the air. It looks like snow sometimes in July. That's what the Alaskan natives said that was a sign that the salmon run was happening. Alright. Shouldn't be too much farther. It's been a pretty long ride so far. My butt's getting sore. This old seat is hard, like a dirt bike. Man, I thought it was a little closer than this, but I guess not. I'm just putting along. I just think if this house was out here, this cabin, this must have been the main road, right? So surely they weren't the only people living out here. Now look at this. So is that some kind of right-of-way or what the heck? Man, exploring's fun, isn't it? Imagine if I'd have had this back in the Wild West days. Yeehaw! Ride my motorcycle up over that Chilkoot Pass. Wow. Oh yeah. You can see they've been out here working not too long ago. Other than a bunch of trees down, I really don't see. I guess maybe they widened the trail. Push that bank over. Huh. Crazy. Well, I know we haven't got there yet because the trail gets really bad right past the cabin. I either went through a cobweb or a big patch of gnats. Alright, this looks like the cabin spot right here. Wow! So they just dozed it. Look at that. Now it's just like a vacant lot. Wow. Be pretty cool to metal detect though, huh? I still see stuff over here in the woods. And right over here is where I found the memorial tombstone. I don't believe anybody was buried there, but I believe it was like a memorial tombstone. Wow, this is crazy. So I'm gonna have to go by memory here. Just think they dozed. Scraped off all those layers. I usually like to put my bike somewhere where nobody could see it, but oh well. Cool.